starts with a whisper, a quiet, almost imperceptible shift in the way the world works. Not a bang, not a declaration, but a slow, calculated transformation. And by the time you notice what's happening, it's already too late. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is a blueprint. Because for decades now, the world's most powerful people have been working toward one thing: a new world order, a global system of control, not through brute force, but through policy, technology, and most importantly, dependency. You've heard the slogans. Build Back Better, the Great Reset. You'll own nothing and be happy. They sound like promises, but they're warnings. At the center of it all is the World Economic Forum, a gathering of billionaires, politicians, tech moguls, and royals led by Klaus Schwab, a man who has openly said, "The pandemic represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world." But what does that actually mean? It means central banks gaining control of currency. It means governments tracking your every transaction. And it means privacy, freedom, being rebranded as threats to safety.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
The shift begins with the death of cash. For thousands of years, physical currency, coins, notes, gold, gave people independence. It allowed you to trade without approval, to save without surveillance. But now, they want it gone. In its place, Central Bank Digital Currencies, or CBDCs. Unlike crypto, CBDCs are controlled by the state. They are programmable, expirable, and traceable. In China, the digital yuan has already been rolled out. And with it, a social credit system that decides whether you can buy a plane ticket, rent a hotel, or even access your own savings. Western nations claim they would never allow such overreach, but that's the same lie they told about surveillance, until Edward Snowden exposed the truth. Because the tools are already here. Smartphones, facial recognition, biometric IDs, AI tracking systems, all tied into a central network, and with every new crisis, they push further. Pandemic? You need a digital health pass. Climate emergency? You need carbon tracking on every purchase. Economic collapse? You need universal basic income. Paid in government tokens that control what you can buy. Step by step, they sell you safety and take your sovereignty. This isn't theoretical. In Sweden, cash is virtually gone. In Nigeria, cash withdrawals are restricted. And in the UK, the Bank of England is actively developing a digital pound. These aren't isolated cases. They're coordinated tests. Meanwhile, organizations like the International Monetary Fund and the Bank for International Settlements are setting the global standards, and behind them, corporations like BlackRock and Vanguard, holding more power than entire governments. But this goes deeper, because currency is just the beginning. Control over money leads to control over behavior. In a cashless society, your finances can be frozen instantly. Not because you broke the law, but because you said the wrong thing, supported the wrong cause, donated to the wrong movement. That's not a prediction. That's already happened. In 2022, during the Canadian trucker protests, peaceful demonstrators had their bank accounts frozen, not by court order, but by government decree. Simply disagreeing with the narrative became a financial crime. Imagine that power on a global scale. Imagine being unable to buy food because your carbon footprint is too high, being denied travel because your digital health pass expired, being locked out of your home because your smart devices detect unusual behavior. All of this is part of what Klaus Schwab calls the Fourth Industrial Revolution, a fusion of our physical, digital, and biological identities. Sounds futuristic, but it's already happening. Digital IDs are being tied to vaccine records, financial data, and even your social media activity. And the WEF's own publications talk openly about implantable chips that monitor your thoughts. Combine that with AI, algorithms that determine what you see, what you say, and soon, what you think. The result? A world where dissent is deleted before it begins. Add to this the push for 15-minute cities, urban zones designed to reduce emissions but that limit movement and track location. Once implemented, you won't need a wall or a prison cell. Your phone will be the cage. And still, it goes further. Because what they're building isn't just a digital prison, it's a digital god. One that sees all, remembers all, and punishes instantly. And you're feeding it every day. With every tap, every scan, every click, you're training your replacement, an AI system that doesn't need to ask for your trust, because it already has your data, what you eat, who you talk to, where you go, what you believe. Data is the new oil, and they've drilled into you. But why? Why this level of control? Because a controlled population is profitable, predictable, manageable, and above all, obedient. The New World Order isn't just about power, it's about eliminating risk, the risk that you might think for yourself. Speak up, fight back. They want a world where everyone is connected, but no one is free, where everything is tracked, but nothing is private, where every decision is made for you, and questioning it makes you dangerous. But here's what they fear the most: awareness. Because once people see the pattern, they start to pull away. They pay in cash. They disconnect from the narrative. They build communities offline. They stop feeding the machine. And suddenly, the New World Order doesn't seem so inevitable. This is not a call to arms. It's a call to awareness, to read between the headlines, to question what you're told, to value what you still have. Because the truth is, freedom isn't lost all at once. It's given away inch by inch in exchange for convenience, security, and comfort. And the final inch is the one we're on right now. The future isn't written, but if we keep complying, scanning, signing up, it soon will be. You still have a choice, but soon you won't. If you thought this was crazy, you haven't seen anything yet, because this is just the surface. The real rabbit hole? It goes much deeper. Click here to watch our next video and discover how the internet itself was turned into a weapon against you.